the responsible fathers and to the fathers that is fighting for human rights and for democracy, and to the fathers that is trying to be in their sons and daughters' lives and fighting every day to be in their children's lives.
And tell us about your father.
This rose right here is just more than a rose. This first rose is dedicated to my father, Mr. G. Rest his soul and rest his peace.
Okay.
He had dual addictions. He had a hard time with dual addictions. It, what I didn't understand at first, I thought he was doing dual addictions like drinking and smoking because that was his life's choices. It turns out that he was dying of a horrible disease known as lung cancer. And he was just doing drinking and smoking to ease the pain. I didn't get that at that time. But now, and exposed to Agent Orange during the Vietnam War. I did not get that at that time, but now I begin to understand it more. So rest in peace and soul to Mr. Garrett, my father, that has a peaceful. I hope may his soul rest in peace and let him experience no more pain, no more drama in his life.
And who else had a lot of pain and suffering in their life that's going through addictions?
That's going through addictions. Oh, that would be Joe Biden.
Second
The
one.
second rose, and this second rose goes to President Joe Biden at upholding the rule of law and saving Joe Biden, Hunter Biden's life, even if it meant going to jail, even if it meant, because we don't talk about addictions, okay? We have a hard time talking about addictions publicly, and we try to hide addictions, and that is very scary and it's wrong. And by hiding drug and alcohol addiction, we perpetuate the behavior that leads to more drugs and addiction. So we need to be open about family members or yourself about experiencing drugs and addiction in your life. Where
Okay. And the third rose is for.
and the third rose, and this third rose goes to my brother, KGTV. He is having, I mean, every Father's Day and Dad's birthday is a hard time for him. He had a hard time at first accepting because he wanted Dad to live a better life. He wanted Dad to have a healthier and a happier life. And it turned out that Dad didn't want that for himself. He, my brother at KGTV wanted things, wanted him to have a happier and a better life that my dad didn't want for himself because Dad was dying from a horrible disease known as lung cancer, exposed during the Vietnam War in pain. And he wanted to die fast.
All right. And how are you doing today with uh
How am I doing? Let me tell you how I'm doing. I accept because I do a lot of reading, so that makes me more acceptance, which gets me less emotional.
and we talk about grief.
And we talk about grief, we talk about addictions, we talk about big issues all the time. And that was one of the mistakes. That is one of the mistakes that we do not deal with, is that we don't talk about grief. We don't talk about
Death.
we don't talk about life, we don't talk about death.
And what would you like to say the lessons that you have learned from your father's death?
One of the lessons that I learned from my father's death is to one, never give up and to have healthier and better coping measures. My dad's death taught me not to drink, not to smoke, and to have better outcomes
Okay.
and to be having better outcomes in life.
These three roses
These three roses
dedicate
are dedicated
to.
to all the people in life.
your last words for today?
And my last words of today is to always talk about your addictions and to always be more healthier there, and there's hope. Instead of don't drink your life away, don't smoke your life away, take care of your physical and your mental health. Because if you don't take care of your physical and your mental health, you
You will die.
you will die. If you're not surrounding yourself with positive people, you're going to die faster. And respect death.
Seek.
Respect death and, and seek help. Seek help. Because if you don't seek help, try to seek help from your family members first. If you can't seek it from your help, try to seek it from a neuropsychologist that's going on with the brain, not a regular psychologist, a neuropsychologist. I know it may be expensive at first to you, but when it comes to your health, you cannot be cheap when it comes to your physical or mental health.
So on that note, you're going to close it out?
On that note, on that hope, rest in peace and rest your soul to Mr. G, my father, and rest in soul to all the fathers that want, to all the responsible, good fathers that want to be in their children's life. I'm not talking about the irresponsible men. I'm talking about the good men and the respectable men that were there for their children, that want to be there for their children. And to the women that did not let them child be in their life, let the fathers be fathers. Let them be in their life. Because without strong fathers, we don't have a strong nation. Without strong fathers, we don't have a community. That's what we don't, and that's what we don't want.
So on that note?
So on that note, I am out in peace to the strong, in peace and strong, and to the strong, good fathers out there. Keep your head up because there is hope. And to other people that are having addictions, that have a Hunter Biden in your family, seek that help. Seek that help. Seek that professional help. So that you won't have to suffer. So you're not alone.
All right.
So all right, I am there and I am out and I'm on to my next vlog, which will look forward on Monday.
So how did you do? And